I know everyone here saw The Running Man. I want to get your thoughts and discuss what you thought of it, but also why you think it failed. I'm seeing mixed. I'm seeing a lot of people did enjoy it for what it was. It's not the original Schwarzenegger classic, but this video here is going to get you in the mood. Let's watch this.
The number one dance in the 1980s was the
Switch
right.
that real quick. Yeah.
Check this out. Facing side.
Hold on, you gotta
Legs up, step on it, and slide your other foot back. So it goes hop, step, hop, lunge. Now get into it. All right, you keep dancing now.
All right. So what do we think? What do we think?
Come on, Badger, get up.
I want Blaine to tell me why he loved it and had fun first.
I
I don't want to ruin. I don't want to ruin it before he.
Yeah, Blaine, tell us why you
liked
liked Running Man.
I was
It's
waiting for
complete-
Badger.
People I saw were just like, it was fine, whatever. But
Right.
I'm tired of movies being just okay. It's more
Right.
interesting if it was total crap. It's not. It's not totally crap, but it's not great either. It's what I call a meh, MEHVs. It's a maybe, a movie. Meh. It's a meh. So
Yeah,
what do
and
you guys-
that I mean that seems to be kind of the general consensus with our Criticless people too. I mean, we're sitting at like a 61% right now, and most of them are like decents and rads. So it's that middle of the ballpark kind of range for almost what we're seeing from most people. And now to correct it a little bit, I did not absolutely adore or love this movie. I liked it. I had fun, but I didn't hate it. I literally watched the original Running Man like last week and reviewed it on a different show. I love that movie. That movie's an absolute blast. This movie, like y'all said, did not have that film's character. This movie is lacking in areas. Now, I've seen a lot of people say that it didn't have the Edgar Wright flair. I don't know. I don't feel quite that way. Like, I felt Edgar Wright in it. I just didn't feel like Scott Pilgrim version of Edgar Wright. Like, this was it was a toned down one, but the creativity was there. I think the fun was there. But like you said, Chris, it is still just kind of But also for me, I'm kind of at this spot where it's like the constant hyperbolic, like, it's terrible, it's the worst thing ever. And I'm like, well, no, it's not. Like, this isn't the worst thing ever. It's not that bad. Yeah. Like, I had a good time.
Sorry to do this to you, Blaine, but Rotten Tomatoes, your competitor, has it critics 64%, popcorn meter 79. How does that compare to the audience on Criticless?
We're at a 61 audience. So so in between, well, not quite in between the two, but yeah, so below the two.
Well, you don't pay them enough to give good reviews.
Right. I clearly don't pay them enough, which is funny because of the amount of emails I get for people asking what I would pay them to leave reviews. I'm like, none at all.
Nothing.
Yeah. So, yeah, but it seems to be that everybody's like, hey, I had a totally fine time. Now, there are people that loved it, but I mean, and I'll say this as well. When I came out of the theater, I liked it a lot more than after I marinated on it for 3 or 4 days. Like, I haven't even written my review yet because I'm like, I've cooled on this. So I definitely have. It's not by any means a perfect film, but I don't think it disrespected the original. I think it was almost an over course correction.
It's so different.
It is. And I think that they tried too hard to stick to the book. And that sounds like it's what a lot of y'all's complaints are. And as Badger was saying, like, this is one of those scenarios where we're like, maybe it doesn't always need to be the same. I think they should have mixed some of the old, some of the new, and kind of mashed it up more than they did. And I think that's where the biggest shortcoming was. But I did like Glenn Powell. I thought he did a solid job. But the way that the character was written was also kind of so. It was kind of conflicting tones.
Yeah. I went in wanting to like it. Sorry, go ahead, Alan.
No,
I'm just saying, and the ending.
Oh,
right,
yeah.
and the ending.
So I went in wanting to like it, knowing it was going to be completely different than the original, and it was going to be like the book, which I haven't read. I was fine. Again, wanted to like it. I still like Glenn Powell. I actually thought he was fine in the leading role. I think he could be a leading man. I just don't think this was the vehicle because, normally when I tout source material and all that, that's because generally the source material is better than what we got. But it seems like maybe some of those changes were actually better than the books. So, either way, I liked him, but we talked about the hunters just had no
personality,
sauce, no personality. Yeah, I mean, yeah, there was a lot of wokeness. It's very easy to ignore, but like, there's a Nazi symbol right in the corporate. That inn has it's all there. So I know some people bothered than that, and the communist messaging, like Michael Cera is essentially just a communist, and they dropped the leaflets from the sky. But really, the problem is I was bored a lot of the time. In between moments where he's in a hotel watching, they got to stop putting Katie O'Brien as a default lesbian and everything. But I just don't like that actress. I didn't like any of the side characters. The best parts were Glenn Powell running, and I saw those 3 big set pieces in the trailer.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Including the ending. So
I think Glenn Powell is a very good actor. I just, like you said, I don't think this is the right vehicle for him. This particular type of movie just doesn't work for him. And honestly, the movie was just boring. All right. I think like the first maybe 20, 25 minutes when they're setting everything up with the most interesting parts of it, where he's like, you're seeing his like, okay, he's dealing with his, his wife and his kid. He's not able to keep a job. And, now he's desperate. How does he get out of this situation? Oh, he's got to sign up to play all of these random game shows. And then, he gets chosen for the Running Man because he looks like he's going to be the guy that can survive it all.
Angry.
All right. I thought all of that was good. And then after that, the movie just completely fell apart. And then when they really got to the, I guess the Michael Cera scene, whatever, I forget what that his character was. But when they got to his scene, after that, I was out. I was done. I was like, this is a stupid movie. It's boring. I'm tired of being in this theater. I want to leave already because I just wasn't having a good time anymore. And that's when the majority of all of the, the culmination of everything that's happening to him starts to come together. They're making deals. It just seems like everything in this movie was like, hey, they can do whatever they want. So why don't they just kill him? And it's like, well, we got to keep the story going for the audience.
Which is literally what it was for the ratings.
Yeah, but it was
funny.
just like the way they were going about it. It's like, I could write a better, I could write a better game show than this.
They took all the plot holes and put it in the third act.
Yeah. And someone in the chat said, don't offend Badger with anti-Nazi. Guys, that's the fucking, you know what they do. Every goddamn movie has Nazis and then one battle after another. This is we get it. We get it.
Yeah.
We get it. It doesn't have to be the analogy for everywhere. You might as well just call the hunters ice, including with the revelation of the chick at the end who realized that the propaganda, the people I've been told are heroes aren't heroes. Stop.
Well, the one thing people kept mentioning was the fact that they didn't believe the mixed race relationship. Glenn Powell.
Zero chemistry between the two of them. I'm glad she wasn't mean. I'm glad she was supportive, but zero chemistry.
Zero chemistry. And also, I thought she was kind of too hot for him for being a blue
What was her outfit?
Lower
like an
class.
executive.
She's in Batman, right? I remember her from Batman.
She's Mayor Real in the Batman.
Yeah.
She's dressed like an executive.
The way she was dressed, she was super hot.
She works at a club as a waitress.
Right.
And so I don't see them together. I just didn't buy it. I didn't buy it at all.
I was glad she wasn't an absolute toad, because that's what they do 9 times out of 10, where they put somebody, they pair them together, and you're like, this would never happen. Hell would freeze over for this. So I was like, well, at least she's not. This kind of works. But I get your point as well.
His kid has a
hot
cold.
people attract each other, then it makes sense.
Right.
Yeah. He married up. Any other final remarks on this? I'm first of all, it pains me to talk about when we talked and did our review on Friday, Alan. It just kind of pains me looking at where we are, where these movies are coming out based on franchises or digging up old IP, and they're all bombing or releasing to theaters with very little interest.
I wanted to like.
We talk a lot. We talk about this a lot of Film Thread, but if someone hands you $100 million to make a movie, you should not be making a mediocre movie. Your movie should be great because you have a lot of money to pay people to make it great.
I liked Badlands. I actually did have fun on that movie. I wasn't bored. I cared about. That's the thing. I didn't care about anyone in this movie. I cared about Deck and Thea on their relationship as in partnership on their overcoming their obstacles. It started. It didn't stop. The action flowed, and I had a good time with it. And for $100 million, I believe that was an alien world with alien flora and fauna and all the things that we saw. I don't know what they did with the $100 million in this one. The jet scene at the end.
By the way, Badger Disney called. They need you to see the movie 10 more times.
Check. I didn't see it again. I would rather see Predator again.
But I thought Predator. I agree. Predator
like
Badlands is 10 times better than Running Man. It is 10 times better. But unfortunately, people are getting sick and tired of the remakes. Nobody wants to see something from 40 years ago get remade and recycled for another generation. You got to start doing, give the new generations their own things. I keep saying this time and time again. I don't know if anybody in Hollywood is actually listening, but you got to start giving these younger generation. This is a movie that 18 to 25, that demographic should be packed into the theaters for. and it wasn't the case. If you
And
look
if
at the
you want-
demographic breakdown, it was like half the people were over the age of 50 or whatever. You know, it's like nobody's here for this crap.
Now, I think part of the issue is when you see something like The Running Man or Predator Badlands, all it does is remind you, I really like the first Predator.
Yeah.
I really like the Arnold Schwarzenegger. So what it does is it makes you revisit those movies, and nothing is going to top them. They just aren't. And I do agree. We should give people new franchises like Skibbity Toilet.
Oh no.
Yeah, look at that.
This is available. There are Skibbity Toilet toys at Costco. It's gone mainstream, and I'm telling you, Minecraft, whatever you think, Skibbity Toilet, this is a thing, and this is the new franchises. So
Yeah, by the way, there's a Skibbity Toilet remote control toilet
that exists. That Alan will get for Christmas.
Oh, thanks.
So, yeah.
Well, and it does sound like I had a bit more fun than a lot of y'all did. And I went with two other guys. They both actually had a blast and left it giving it like really high marks. Now, both of them are massive Edgar Wright fans, as well as I am. But I think, like I said, I was kind of on a high on it with them as we came out, and they were just very hyped up on it. But my biggest thing was that pacing stuff, and it did Dragon's parts. But like for me, I still had fun. I liked the action bits. I thought that when the movie was moving, it felt good. I thought it looked pretty solid. Like as far as the cinematography and everything goes, I was still feeling Edgar Wright in there. And as far as the character with like the revolutionary guy and how they did some of that, it was very Edgar Wright, but it was also kind of like very on the nose for this world and whatever. Yeah. There wasn't a lot of nuance in there. But Michael Cera's bit, I thought he stole the show for me, honestly. And maybe it was just seeing Edgar Wright work with him. He's just so goofy and whatever. Yeah. But it cranked up the fun for me personally. But I also could see why people would be like, this movie was going for serious. Now it's like jumping the shark. And so it could go either way.
I feel like
here's the thing. There's a thing
somewhere.
Yeah, agree.
The Arnold Running Man, it's been 40 years and we're still talking about it. This one, 40 years from now, we're not going to be talking about it.
No.
We're going to be talking about it next week, Alan.
Yeah, barely.
Yeah, these movies don't have lasting power. You don't have anything quotable. Like I mentioned this last week, the quotable stuff from Arnold Schwarzenegger, all of his movies had great quotes, great one-liners. That's the kind of story we got here with Running Man. You shouldn't really take it that seriously. You should have a lot of fun with it. If you're going to take it serious, then take it serious. But they kind of toed the line between these two, like, oh, should we have too much fun with it? Or should we just be like ultra serious with it? And they couldn't find the right tone or the right mix. And so it's just all over the place. It's just everywhere. And if you're going to do that, at least give us some solid one-liners. You know, we didn't have any.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I mean, that was
I think it would have helped the movie. I think it would have helped it be at least a little bit more enjoyable.
Yeah, the original movie was campy, but over the top campy. This one was campy, but dramatic campy, which
dramatic,
really
yeah.
It's the tone.
Yeah.
If it has one huge flaw, it's the tone and the fact that it didn't feel like an Edgar Wright movie. It felt personality free. It felt like he was a journeyman director. It was Edgar Wright has a lot of personality that he imprints on a movie. You just feel it. There were only a few scenes where I thought that's Edgar Wright. Like when he was doing the psychological profile, the word association, and the what shape is this? Like that's purely Edgar Wright's brain. But this movie just didn't feel like it. It didn't feel like he didn't put enough of himself in the movie, which it could have used.